Sunday Prime, presented by Mercedes-Benz. All right, I got my Hall of Famer, primetime Deion Sanders. I am Chris Rose. Deion, I don't know if you have a crystal ball in there, but apparently you can see into the future. You're going to tell me exactly what I'm going to be doing on Championship Sunday and who I'm going to be watching?
It's a lot of things I've been saying that has come to pass this season, so you better put your seatbelt on and let's turn your volume up. I'm going to give you a chance.
Okay.
AFC Championship game.
What?
Tom Brady and them versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I didn't go out on a limb. I know what you're saying. You ain't going out on a limb on that, but I'm going to give you NFC Championship team. The Dallas Cowboys and to be determined.
Oh, to be determined.
Because ain't nobody stepping up. Ain't nobody stepping up. Ain't nobody feel like they want it. If Drew Brees was back, I would say Drew Brees and them.
Okay. Well, maybe it would be the team that was in it a year ago, the Los Angeles Rams, who were participating in Sunday Night Football, which was in Cleveland for the first time in 11 years. They retired Clay Matthews. Actually, they put him up in the Ring of Honor. Very nice, because his son happened to be playing in the game. Very cool. Baker Mayfield and the Browns trying to improve to 2-1 and rocking out. Myles Garrett, it's been a real interesting first few games. He's either sacking a guy or getting a penalty. Here he strips Jared Goff of the ball. Picked up by Joe Schobert of the Browns and gets it within the 20-yard line. The Browns would tack on a field goal and take a 6-3 halftime lead. Third quarter, Jared Goff, he and Cooper Kupp have something special working, Deion.
Cooper Kupp is special. This team went downhill offensively when Cooper Kupp suffered an injury a year ago. This guy can run routes. He can catch balls all over the field. He's not scared to go across the middle. This kid can play the game.
Ensuing Browns possession, little play fake. That is now the starting tight end, Demetrius Harris, for the 2-yard score. And just, what time is it? Is it like relaxing time? No, it's never relaxing. Fourth quarter. And watch what happens here. Jermaine Whitehead just gets caught in the wash and can't keep up with Cooper Kupp, one of his 11 snags.
Did you see the release off the jam?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But here come the Browns. Nick Chubb stopped after a gain of 2 on 4th and 9, and everybody's wondering, Freddie Kitchens, what the heck were you doing there? Later on in the fourth, Jared Goff looking for Robert Woods, tipped by Schobert, and Justin Burris just claimed off waivers this week and pressed into action because the entire starting secondary of the Browns missed this game because of injury, has Cleveland back in business near midfield and down 7.
Bad decision by the quarterback.
So here comes Baker Mayfield. Pressed for time all night, but here he gets it and gets it to Jarvis Landry for a gain of 27 inside the Rams 30. 2 plays later, Mayfield, Damian Ratley. This is a pitch and catch of 16 yards. There's also a flag on the play. Why? Because Aaron Donald, who picked up his first sack of the season in this game, gets called for roughing the passer. 3 plays.
Roughing the passer.
Well, he hit him in the head, so we're going to call it. 3 plays later, Baker, incomplete for Demetrius Harris, so it's 4th and goal. And what are the Browns to do? After a timeout.
Tough decision for a play caller right here.
He gets forced out of the pocket, throws off his back foot, and picked off by John Johnson the third. And the Rams improved to 3-0 with the Sunday night win in Cleveland. In a battle of former #1 overall picks, Jared Goff wins the statistical battle. He also wins the scoreboard as well, as that Rams defense held Baker Mayfield to less than 200 yards passing. All right, Deion, you know, the Browns were kind of like the chic pick at the beginning of the year. We get it. They fall to 1-2, and if you look at their schedule, at Baltimore, at San Francisco, home against Seattle, at New England, those first 7 games, everybody's going, whew, okay, this could be a rough start for them. The offense just doesn't feel right, Deion.
No. The Browns are who the people who really knew football thought they would be. They're not the people who Really don't know football. Got caught up in the hype. Got caught up in all the trades and the moves. And Odell, you thinking he was going to count for at least 3 games. You got to understand the guy who's pulling the trigger is Baker Mayfield. I think he's up to 4 or 5 interceptions on the season. They've only played 3 games. Defensively, they're a little injured, a little banged up. They competed against the Rams really good tonight, but the Rams aren't the Rams that we saw last year. So what is that really saying?
Well, I mean, I don't know. So you're saying that this team's only 1 game behind Baltimore, and they're at Baltimore next week. Are you saying that a lot of these problems aren't fixable for Cleveland?
We're not. You're saying they 1 game behind Baltimore statistically,
right?
But you cannot put these guys on the same field as Tom Brady and them, better known as the Patriots. You cannot put these guys on the same field with KC right now. It's a blowout. It's a beatdown. Somebody's going to come out there and stop the game with a white towel. They are not ready for that type of competition right now. Are they growing? Yes, they're growing, but they're not going.
Okay, real quickly on the Rams. So Jared Goff, real good at times. Todd Gurley, I'm curious about what you think. Can they get to where they want to go, which is back to the Super Bowl, if Gurley isn't the Todd Gurley that we saw the first dozen weeks of last year?
I'm not going to say Todd Gurley has forgotten how to run. He can still run the football. I don't think the holes are there. He's still hitting it just as hard. He's still setting up blocks. He's still pressing the holes. He still is Todd Gurley to me. Offensively, Cooper Kupp is back, but they're not as explosive. And Goff, ever since the Super Bowl, where has he been? He's not the same guy. We got to aforemention that instead of putting the focus on Todd Gurley. Goff is not the same guy. I don't know if everybody spent the entire offseason to catch up with this franchise and this organization. That's what you do. You study the guys that go to the Super Bowl and you dissect them. And it seems like everyone has the formula to slow them down.
All right, so the Rams, they stay unbeaten. Even though they seem to have some offensive issues, they improved to 3-0 with a 7-point win in Cleveland. All right, let's take you to Daniel Jones' first start. It happened down in Tampa. And Mike Evans, only 6 catches, 89 yards in his first 2 games combined. He's still a huge part of the game plan, Deion.
Man, that's a grown man. Let me tell you something. There ain't too many cornerbacks in the game that can match up with Mike Evans every play, man to man. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
3 touchdowns in the first half alone. Saquon Barkley, this was some bad news. Just 10 rushing yards on the day. Reportedly a high ankle sprain. He will have an MRI on Monday, but he was wearing a walking boot and some funky crutches on the sidelines for the second half. As for Daniel Jones, taking the reins from the gracious Eli Manning, who said, yeah, I'll just wear this little earpiece, you can do the rest. And one thing he did was run the ball effectively. He was the team's leading rusher. He got into the end zone there. And then how about throwing the ball? First play of the second half to Evan Ingram for 75 yards, and this pretty touch pass to Sterling Shepard for 7 yards in the score. On to the fourth, though. Giants down 6 with under 90 ticks left. 4th and 5. Jones and Eli can't do that.
No, Eli's not going to do that.
Pretty impressive. Puts the Giants up, but really here comes Jameis Winston. Can you believe Mike Evans got past Janoris Jenkins on this?
I don't understand why you would bump a guy one-on-one and get up on the line of scrimmage in a situation like that. Now, this is what I truly don't believe.
That Matt Gay missed a kick for the 3rd time on the day. That a 34-yard field goal. Daniel Jones is a winner in his first NFL start. And as you can see, the numbers certainly better under number 8 than they were with number 10 under center this year. And so Daniel Jones, a winner in his first NFL start.
Yeah, exciting win, exciting finish there for us. I thought we showed a lot of fight, and we battled back after kind of creating a hole for ourselves there in the first half. So like I said, exciting win, and look forward to building off of it.
I don't know. It was his first outing. He had a significant impact on helping us win the game. And now we're going to see, we're looking for consistency. So we're looking for him to not be heroic, but just be the best Daniel Jones he can be. And so now he's going to go through the process of trying to get his body back and get ready to play Washington. And we'll help guide him through it. We're very confident, though, by what we've seen. He keeps passing the tests in our mind. And until this afternoon, he hadn't played in a regular season NFL game, and maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but he didn't disappoint.
Deion, I'm not going to ask you to break up with Eli on the air. I would never do that to you. But what does Daniel Jones have to show you to say, you know what, I believe in Daniel Jones?
A lot. Maybe two Super Bowl MVP. I like what Daniel Jones did today, especially when pressure got to him. He got out of there and ran the ball and converted some big plays. No interceptions on the day, although the defense dropped the pick or so. But let me tell you something. He said he passed the test. No, he didn't pass the test. He passed the quiz. Tampa Bay Buccaneers was a quiz. That was no darn test. You beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to give you love because you're a rookie and you ousted them. They missed the field goal. They should have won that darn game, but they didn't. This kid stood and delivered. He played really well, but you got to understand what the coach says. I need to see consistency. It's not too many Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know they got a new staff over there, right? You know why they got a new staff? Because they were horrible last year. That's why they got a whole new staff, and they're still horrible. But I like the way the kid performed today.
But it's not like Daniel Jones said, okay, let me look at the schedule. Oh, yeah, I'd like to make my first start against Tampa Bay. Yeah, I mean, so they were on the schedule. I'm not saying that,
but that was a good pick. That was a good pick. Great job by the coaches because they know what was going to happen.
Okay.
Barkley went out, and guess what happens when he goes out? You call the game totally different. You got a superstar that you got to rely on when Eli's there. You got to let him touch the ball 20 times, or you're going to hear it from the media. You're going to hear it from the fans. You're going to hear it from everybody. He's out. So now you get to call the game you really want to call and use the entire field and use every tool you have offensively. Sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you ultimately is the best thing that can happen to you. And I feel as though that's what happened today.
I understand that point, but still, I think it's even more impressive that you lose your best playmaker on offense, that a guy he could have relied on, and he still was able to come back from an 18-point deficit? No?
Yeah, well, we're going to get to another game real soon. That one of the best players on the team didn't play today. And guess what? They won. We're going to get to that soon.
That's a good tease because I don't even remember what it is in the show, but I imagine at some point we'll figure it out. Whoa, Danny Boy is the headline in the Daily News. They're having a ton of fun because he became the first rookie quarterback of the Super Bowl era with 300-plus passing yards, 2 passing TDs, and 2 rushing TDs. New man. Don't do that to Eli. Don't do that. Come on now. You watched that whole thing. I know you did.
Good one.
Yeah. Okay. If you didn't get to catch the highlights, first of all, I don't know what you were doing. These guys have nearly identical statistics through 2 games. But the MVP was like, yeah, I'm going to keep it rolling. Harry fires it to DeMarcus Robinson with the look-by one-hand catch. Yeah, fire it. Yeah, and he's been killing the blitz and every other defensive set all year. Later on in the second, the rookie, Mecole Hardman.
How do you get that open in the NFL? How do you get that darn open in the NFL?
It happens more often than you think because you ask that question at least twice a show every week. So it's a good question, though. I'd like to know. Lamar Jackson.
Blowing coverages.
Now we're on to something. Look at this.
Yeah.
Just run right and throw it all the way across the field on 3rd and 17. It's bound to work for you. Willie Snead snagging it for 23 yards.
Young kids, that's a no-no. Don't do that if you're a quarterback.
And then Lamar scrambling around. He ran for 46 yards on the day, the pretty spin move at the end. And with 2 minutes to go
he is unbelievable.
In the third, boy, Baltimore is getting it done. Actually in the fourth. And then, yeah, Patrick taking it one way, swinging it the other to Darrell Williams and Mahomes. The second player in Super Bowl era with 300 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions in 3 straight games. Tom Brady is the other to do that in 2007. And in his first 20 games, Patrick Mahomes has passed for 300 yards 13 times. He is now all alone. Wow. Kurt Warner, it's okay. It's okay. He got passed by a pretty good player. Speaking of Tom Brady, what is that? The tuck rule? Growing half-tucked shirt now? Huh.
I don't think that was intended.
You don't think so? Remember this? Mo Lewis taking out Drew Bledsoe. The reason we're showing this, obviously it started the whole Tom Brady era up there in New England. That was the last year that the Jets won in Foxborough in the month of September. Okay. So now the Jets have Luke Falk, who just like Brady was the 199th pick of his draft class. More on Luke Falk's day momentarily. Tommy, terrific to Philip Dorsett, 25 yards in the score. And Tom Brady passed Drew Brees for second most touchdown passes of all time. I'll show you that list momentarily. Tough day for Julian Edelman. Left before halftime with a rib injury. They really wouldn't need him much.
He didn't have to play in the second half.
No, he didn't. He didn't. In fact, they probably could have played short-handed and been okay. Then it's Brady to Josh Gordon. Brady finished with 306 and a couple of scores. This set up a Rex Burkhead touchdown. As for Luke Falk, we talked about it. It wasn't a great day for him. Here he hits the open receiver. Unfortunately, that receiver is Devin McCourty. He was wide open, though.
Wow.
So we'll give him that. That was a blown coverage by the Jets wide receivers. Keep the theme going.
That was horrible.
And then Falk was sacked a handful of times as well. The Patriots allowed 105 yards on defense. That is the fewest in the 347 games. Pretty remarkable in the Belichick era. Unbelievable. As for Tom Brady, yep, number 2. And he's going to increase that lead as long as Drew Brees remains with that thumb on the sidelines. Deion, is it possible the Patriots' defense is outdoing its offense right now?
These guys only gave up 105 yards today.
Yeah.
You know how good you are when you only relinquish 105 yards to opposing teams' entire offense that has Le'Veon Bell at running back? Unbelievable. We talk so much about this offense, but we're forgetting about this defense. And when this defense has performed like this in the past, baby, they've won Super Bowls. I mean Super Bowls, plural.
Yep.
And these guys are playing lights out. I have never seen them at this level defensively. No one has scored.
I know. There's no touchdowns against that defense. I get it. Very impressive. What wasn't impressive was the Jets. They're struggling. And Le'Veon Bell
is an understatement.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell took to the Twitterverse. He said, all you haters, enjoy it for now. Just don't go Casper when this all gets turned around. We embrace adversity. We embrace the hate and everybody that wants to see my team fail or me fail individually. We'll remember it all and use it and wear it as a badge of honor. Now, listen, I kind of get it, but shouldn't he just put the phone away and just work on it?
Le'Veon, listen to your boy. First and foremost, ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care about the Jets. You're doing an admirable thing. I love it. That's what the team leader is supposed to do and supposed to say. But you don't believe that mess, man. Turn it around. Turn it around and go where? Please. It ain't happening. It's a wrap. They may try to trade you. You may want that to a better team. Because this thing in New York with the Jets, as well as the Giants, it's over. I mean, playoff hopes. It ain't no playoff hope in New York.
Deion,
Not even in basketball.
Stop, please. You just made Le'Veon's list, by the way, because he's going to come after you too.
Man, I got love for Le'Veon. I think Le'Veon is arguably the best back in the game. I really do. He just in a vault right now and can't get out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in on a running back who's